You never know when you're going to be tested. And I certainly didn't think I'd be tested on our recent honeymoon to Belize. You see, for part of our trip, we were on Ambergris Key. It's right there by the barrier reef, white sand, blue water, amazing. We like to snorkel, and so as part of our trip, we had a snorkel trip, part of the package. And so we went right down to the dock right on time. And there we met our guide for the day. Dark Caribbean guy with feet that looked like they'd never been in real shoes, only flip-flops his whole life. Just the kind of guy you want to take you on a snorkel trip. So we hopped in his boat and went half a mile out into the ocean to the reef. And it was just as good as we hoped for. The fish were of all shapes and sizes and colors. It was great. So this was a 2-stop trip. And we hopped in the boat to go to the second stop. But on the way there, about halfway there, our guide gets a word from a fisherman who was anchored out, cleaning his catch, that there was a big turtle under his boat. So we stopped for a little bonus turtle watching. Yeah. We hopped in the water, and there wasn't just one turtle. There was 2 huge loggerhead turtles. They're about this big. Now, turtles are regal, gentle animals of the sea, and we floated in about 8 feet of water just watching. And then one of the turtles starts to get animated. And he starts to swim a little faster, right toward the guide. Pretty soon he's right in the guide's face, and it's full-on turtle. WWE, it's a scrap, underwater scrap. There's a flurry of bubbles and elbows and flippers, and the turtle swims off. And our guide was the clear loser. He's bleeding all in the water. The turtle is swimming back around for more. And I didn't want to be his next victim, so I hopped in the boat. My husband, Matt, was right behind me, and pretty soon the guide followed. His hand was shredded. I mean, who knew a gentle turtle would do that? And he wants to be professional, though. So he patches himself up and takes us to the last stop, which we found out is known for sharks. Now, I didn't plan on seeing sharks or swimming with sharks on this snorkel trip. I didn't really read the brochure. I just got in the boat. So sure enough, we get to this stop. He throws the chum in the water, and here come the sharks right to the surface. Chomp, chomp, chomp. And that's when I realized swimming with sharks is on my bucket list. I felt that fear bubble up, and then the guide looks at me and he says, "You ready to get in?" They're gentle. Now, oh, that's what he said. And now I know a thing or two about sharks. I've seen Shark Week. And so I don't know if I'm ready to get in the water with a bloody guide with feeding sharks. But when am I going to be back? I'm conflicted. I don't want to be a chicken, but I don't want to know if I taste like it. And when I put this item on my bucket list, I had a cage envisioned for the experience. Now, I decided on a little, what I like to call, on-the-fly bucket list revision. And nobody else got in the water either. But I tell you what, as soon as we turned to the shore in that boat, I couldn't help but be a little bit upset with myself. And it bothered me for 2 days, for the rest of the time that we were there. And the last day, I couldn't take it anymore. I said, "Matt, we are going back down there, and we are going back out to the shark zone." So I took $120, paid a different guide this time, to take us back out there. And sure enough, he parked the boat, threw the chum in. Here come the sharks, chomp, chomp, chomp. And I feel that fear boil up again. And Matt looks at me, and my husband, my new husband, he says, "You getting in?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. Why don't you get in first? We'll see what happens." Yeah, I turned my new husband into chum because I'm caring like that. He jumped in, and he jumped in, and they didn't give a damn about him. And so I thought, wow, I should get in too. And so it was amazing because, I almost got thwarted by a vicious attack turtle. to cross that line item off my bucket list. And, I learned something that day. I learned that, fear is momentary. Going for what you want is what you'll have forever. And so, it gave me a lot of confidence. So I'm thinking, I'm going to try to check some other things off my bucket list. Maybe I'll climb Mount Everest, or I've always wanted to fly in a wingsuit. But if I'm feeling really gutsy one night, really gutsy, I'm going to hit the town in some hot pink, sparkly skinny jeans.